Oh, when we don't start at the same time? We should probably nail that. We should probably at least get that down.
Because that was gold. What you were doing was really gold. And then I didn't have mine recording, so I was just like, yep. That hits the job. What's that? The cutting room floor?
The cutting room floor, yep.
Did you learn about that at the college you went to for multimedia?
Media arts. Media arts and studies. Thank you. I did learn about that. I learned a lot of terms.
So
what's going on?
I've got a great topic for you.
Okay.
You're gonna. It's a little game I'm gonna play.
Oh, fuck. All right. Yep. Go on.
No. It's when does Keelan realize who I'm talking about?
Okay. I don't want to get. Are we talking about somebody we know? I don't want to talk about somebody we know.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Okay.
We've played enough sample sizes, and blame Keelan because there's a lot of the podcasting, a lot of the gigs we went to we haven't podcast just because I don't even know why. But
you're talking to them now. You're talking to the audience now directly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm more of doing this as also a midlife diary.
Something to show your children. Here you go, kids.
Hey, this was a hot minute in 2022. Boom. But we've had enough gigs at this point that there is a certain type of person that is really getting on my nerves, and it's the same type of person.
Oh, I think I already know. Go, just continue, but.
Where do you think I'm going with? That's my game. How long does it take before
I think you're
Keelan
talking
can describe the type of person I'm talking about?
I think you're talking about the overly enthusiastic member of the party who's like standing really close, has to talk to us before, in between every song, in between every break, tell us about the music he likes, and then he'll probably, and I'm saying he because it's almost always a dude, obviously.
Is he intoxicated? Is he intoxicated?
Yes, inebriated as all get out.
Is he having problems with his significant other?
Yes, they are for sure getting in a fight this evening.
Is that that's how I wanted to start this whole, I was like, we've played enough gigs that type of person is starting to become more and more prevalent.
Almost every gig there's one. There's at least one. Like, I'm thinking of the last few we've had, and I'm like, oh yeah, that guy, and then, there was that other guy, and they always want to tell you about, their obscure music artist that they like, that they think we should play.
Yeah, my sister was banging the drummer out of an indie pop band out of the 90s. I went on tour with him.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I had my son request Freebird because they know musicians hate that. Hey, Freebird!
Yeah.
Get it? Musicians
it's not
hate
even
it.
funny, ironically. It's just, it's gone past that now.
Is it more of a reflection of the times, or the type of music we play, or the type of person?
I've often thought that too, because I'm like, man, the people who really like us, who are really into it, I'm like, oh.
They seem to be complete wrecks.
I'm like, we need to change up our set list, maybe. We need,
That's what makes me feel like I'm like, oh my God.
They're typically like my dad's age.
There's
in their
wrong
50s
with
and 60s. It's not it. I appreciate that people are into it, but there's always someone who's just a little too enjoy the party. You're not here to we're here, but you talk to your friends and enjoy the party. We're not here to chit chat with you.
Yeah,
but I was right then. I guessed it pretty early.
I thought you were gonna. I thought that was going to eat 7 or 8 minutes off the clock. But it is just, I don't know if it's a reflection of the type of music we play, or just the sign of the times that only certain people approach people like us. Other people are just they're it's weird? I feel like there is a certain niche for us that just people like to listen to music and they don't want it in their face. And then someone gets in our face, and we're like, "You're breaking the fourth wall."
Yeah, there's a good like little bit of separation.
I'm
here.
okay with the help not making eye contact with the hirees.
Yeah, I'm happy to never look at you in the eye. I will avoid all. I will not speak unless spoken to.
Yeah, who's that guy that played with Dave Matthews? It was that Tim Reynolds. Go around the guitar real fast.
Yeah, they always think they're really impressing you, with their knowledge. But I'm like, I do not care.
We've got to have a term, like, it's got, like, the Karens. It's like, what is that? Is that like a bro?
No, there's got to be, like, what is that guy's name? Like, what's his name? Is it... No, I don't want to say Ted, because Ted's cool.
Ted is cool.
Ted is really cool. Like a Todd.
Yeah, that's a
Maybe
Todd.
That's a Todd. That guy's a total Todd, dude.
It's a Todd.
That guy.
Yeah? Oh, my God.
Should I get off here? Fuck.
Okay, to describe to the audience, we're on a expressway. Is that a regional term, expressway?
I think it is, because some people, freeway, expressway, interstate.
The one with a lot of lanes in it. It's
the one with no lights
Michigan,
and a lot of lanes.
What was it? Michigan's damage to the roads would cost something like $2 billion to repair. That was when Whitmer first became governor. That's how disarrayed our whole state road system was. And that's, if they had the money then to spend it, it would take 8 to 10 years to complete.
But like, why are the roads so shitty though? Are they just under-maintained? I've heard that it's because we have a higher weight limit on our freighter, like on trucks.
Oh yeah, that's part of it. And salt is like a road's worst nightmare.
That just erodes it away. Yeah.
Well, you know why salt destroys roads?
Tell me, Nick.
It's one of my better moments. It's not the salt. The salt melts the water. The water goes down deeper into the concrete and freezes
and expands, and
Did you know that?
Well, I know that.
Did you know why salt breaks up the road?
Well, I know that. When
I think you did.
When the fuck. Every year after winter, there's 1,000 potholes, and it's because the water expands and crushes up all the little patches that they've done. This year was terrible. I mean, they fixed some of it, but I mean, there were times when their entire length of the lane was completely gone. Like, I could not avoid it. There was nowhere to go.
This would be why, and I thought about this. And this is one of my genius fix the world problems.
Oh, the one fix to cure the world. The one
fix, you know how you stop all of this is you make a new infrastructure bill, but all the roads are solar panels.
Yeah, that's
that way they would
I feel
never
like
freeze.
There's already a they make that already.
Then do it
like a road. It would be great, and then they could make the roads, because all vehicles are going to be electric, right? So they also have a strip of road that they've already built and they're experimenting on that will charge the vehicles
so full of shit.
wirelessly. I'm not kidding. It's a real thing. It charges your vehicle while you're driving on it.
Something you watched on Facebook?
No, dude, it's
social media. Excuse me.
No, it's a real thing. No, it's right. I work at GM. I know these things. I got inside baseball on this stuff, dude. But if they could have the solar, if you could have the roads be solar panels, and then that collects all the energy and then charges the cars. I mean, it's like, what do they call that? Like a perpetual motion machine. Like it would just feed itself. I know there's no proof,
but
the sun will burn out and die eventually. I know.
No, but there's less loss of energy transfer.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think you're right. I think that is.
Are you sure that's? I'm going to ask you for a link on that.
I'll send you a link. We'll post it. It's I mean, it's not fully developed yet, but they have made these things already.
we just turn into pure energy.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other. There's no, like, humans will either evolve into pure energy or like a brain that's just a pile of goo that like has to be stimulated by just clicking.
Just hit the button, swiping, you know.
Which one's more likely?
Oh man, the swiping that's like an addictive motion, dude. That's that really gets you there. Hey, you know what? Want to know how I started out my week?
Yeah.
In the hospital.
What?
Yeah.
Is that an IV?
Yeah. So, I went to my folks' house for dinner on Sunday. My dad grilled up some chicken, mashed potatoes, my mom, like veggies, like a typical barbecue at the Hogan household. I get home, I can't breathe, I'm coughing, my lips and tongue just swell up. Like, I couldn't even talk.
This is terrifying.
Yeah, it was terrible. Claire hit me with the EpiPen. She stabbed me. Pulp Fiction style, but not in the chest.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts, dude. And I have no idea what it was.
So an allergic reaction.
I had an allergic reaction to something, but I don't know. I have no idea. So I got to stay, and then they kept me in the hospital overnight for like I think I was there for like 16 hours. I was there.
Why didn't you text me?
I don't want to bother you. I don't want you worrying. I know Claire texted like my friend Matt, and I'm like, why'd you do that? They don't need to know. They're just gonna fucking roast me about it. I don't want them knowing anything in my business.
I don't want them.
Well, you know what was nice?
How you doing, Keelan? What's it to you?
You don't need to know. What?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that's how I started off my week. But, I got breakfast in bed. I started feeling better after a while. Had a little break. Didn't have to go to work on Monday. So it wasn't a total...
well, I'm glad to see you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. It was nothing. It was no big deal. But...
So, are any of your kids allergic?
Yeah, so Max is allergic to peanuts. Miles used to be, but he grew out of it. But Max is still allergic to peanuts. So. But
Louise.
It's whatever.
Well, I mean, my kids eat PB&J every day. I don't know what you guys do.
Chicken nuggets, man. Chicken nuggets and mac and cheese. That's the way to go.
Mac and cheese.
How was you went up to Traverse City. Did you buy a place?
I did not buy a place.
Okay.
It was actually outside of Traverse. It was in Kalkaska.
Okay, yeah.
But it's just so serene.
Yeah. Don't you hate coming back?
Yeah.
Just like driving, you're like, ugh, everything's so ugly.
And the worst part was it was just a quick getaway for Grace and I and the kids. It was 3 days.
Yeah.
And, like, you just... Man, when we got in there, it's so great. You get into that mode, and the one day that you don't have to do anything, you're just like, this is heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day you gotta go home, and you're like, well, I will see you again.
I will be back.
But yeah, like, it's so crazy how much it just costs to hang out there. Like, you're just like, my God.
Just to eat.
Yeah, and you're just trying to... I mean, we went to a famous steakhouse up there.
Okay.
M22.
Yeah, did you get a t-shirt that says M22?
I already have a keepsake for something that says M22.
Okay.
I don't get one every time. I'm not a poser.
You'd be a poser if you'd never been on M22. And you ordered the t-shirt online.
I still think you're a poser unless you've done the entire 22 route
unless you've touched every inch of that highway, east and west. Or is it north and south?
So it goes north. It actually goes all the way. It kind of does all of it.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it if it'd be like an aficionado, but But it starts in Traverse City and goes up around that mini peninsula, down Leland out, and then cuts across again. So like you could just do like the entire.
So does it go down the West Coast then?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can stop in, I think it's called Fishtown or Lake Town, where they built all these. I think it's in Leland now, where they built all these like docks, and they have all these like. It reminds me of like a medieval, like river city, where like it's all on the docks and stuff. It's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
But yeah, I mean, it was just a good getaway. I mean, it's, life is chaos.
It is, isn't it? Especially with little ones.
Oh my God! So, like I said, we went to my favorite steakhouse up there. It's actually Boone's it's in Leland now.
Okay.
It's on the 22 route, and man, because we went there once when Grace was pregnant. We stayed in Northbridge. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. We got there and we had a dinner about 2:00 because that's what they had open. It was packed. So I was like, let's just eat then and then have leftovers for dinner or later tonight. Mm-hmm. And I indulged. Okay, so the bill I think was $140. I'm gonna say 110 of it was mine.
What did you get? 2 steaks?
I got the prime rib or the ribeye, with gorgonzola, sautéed onions, and mushrooms. And then I had 3 pints of their craft beer, and it was like when you itemized everything. I'm like, who did this?
You're like, damn kids.
Getting their mac
damn
and
kids
cheese.
were eating at home.
But, so the kids had to go to the bathroom before we left, and I'm already kind of feeling good. Had 3 beers at lunch, 3 heavy beers. Mm-hmm. And I go take Desmond with me because he's old enough to use the urinal, and Emmett is like going in the bathroom with Mom.
Okay.
And so we're in the bathroom, and I hear Emmett just make this shrill scream. And I'm like, hurry up, Desmond. I can't leave you in the bathroom by yourself. He's like, I'm hurrying. So then I like grab him, finally get him out. And as I get out, I see Grace and Emmett leave. She's got Emmett and so then I hear one of the ladies at a table just go, that poor woman's got her hands full. I'm like, what?
She's talking about you too. She's got 2 kids and that guy.
So I then I go after Grace, and I'm like, what's happening? She's just like, she doesn't want to talk about it. I'm like trying to get it out of her, and then she's like, she just starts getting mad at me, just placing her frustration on me, and she's like, well, kids, why don't you ask your dad why he had 3 beers for lunch?
Oh, no.
I'm like, what? I'm asking you if you're okay. What happened? That's all I want to know.
Whatever it was, you did something.
And she said, like, she was going, using the facilities, and Emmett kept trying to open the door. And then she said, no, Emmett. And he's like, yes! And then she's like, no. And he went, I want to!
So she's there using the toilet, and he's trying to open the door.
It's like one of those ancient traps.
Oh my God.
So then, as a typical man, I'm like, well, the door's locked. And she goes, yeah, Nick, the locks undo as soon as you pull the handle. I'm not an idiot. You think I'm an idiot? I'm like, I'm just trying to wrap my head around what happened, babe. What's going on? Let's all take a breath.
So did he get out and run away while did she have to pinch it and get up? And
I think she had to pinch it, get up, and chase after him, and then she was like, no! And then he's like, ah!
Dude, taking kids to the bathroom is the worst because first off, they touch everything, and you're like, oh God, don't touch anything in here. It's disgusting.
Can
Everything's
I tell you the
disgusting.
grossest thing I've ever seen in a bathroom with kids?
What?
And they weren't even mine.
God.
And I felt so bad for the parent. It was a grandparent that took his grandkids into the bathroom.
Okay.
And those kids started crawling on the floor in between the stalls.
Oh,
and the grandfather was going, stop! And it was a disgusting bathroom where people had urinated on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just, there's a nice layer of piss Like
It was a
just
moat.
sticky.
Like-
Oh no!
Oh, that poor grandfather. All right, we're pulling up.
No, we still got a little time. One time I took the kids. We were out to dinner, and since both the twins are boys, I had to take them both to the bathroom, and they had just been potty trained. They're not tall enough to reach the urinal, so I'm trying to like wrangle both of them. Max goes in the stall, starts using it. I'm like helping him, and I'm like, where the fuck did Miles go? I don't see him. I look out of the stall. He has taken his pants down and propped himself up, sitting on the urinal. And I caught him before he could squeeze one out. But I was one of those moments where I was like caught in between the two of them and just like, no, God, no, don't do that. Get off.
They make your brain cramp.
Oh, man.
It's so instinctual just to be like, well, I don't. That's just like, are you gonna yell, Dad? And I'm like, hey, man, I don't know.
I don't know what else to do. I don't know how else to handle what you're doing right now. I don't have the skills for it, okay? Nobody told me this was going to happen.
I feel like when I talk to you in a calm manner, you don't respond, and then I have to raise it up a notch, and then you respond.
We've been through this 1,000 times. You'd think you'd get it by now. I know. There's something else. But I guess...
This is a nice area.
This is a pretty nice area. We're kind of by Ann Arbor right now, but yeah, it is very nice.
House has got some land.
A lot of land out here.
Tree farms.
That's what
Christmas
I think.
Tree farms.
That's what I think I'm getting really sick of in Livonia.
Yeah.
I mean, Livonia's great, but like, I just would love to go outside and not like
Talk to anybody
or talk to anybody. I'd love to just.
Yeah, I'm done with it.
Yeah. Maybe I'm getting old, and that's like the old crotchety side of me, but I don't care. I want to like out here. I'd love to live out somewhere out here. Beautiful.
And if your neighbor moseyed over, I mean, he's got to mosey his hiney back. He ain't crashing on here.
No.
Get out of here.
That's a long mosey.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's like, it's very tempting. It's like, I can't. There's just,
I know.
City living is just, it's brutal.
Yeah, it is. With all the traffic and everything.
Everyone is in everyone's business, too.
I know. Dude, so we got a dog, about a month ago, and I've lived in my house for 10 years. Most of the, I don't know
how's
hardly
bragging
any
college
of my...
going?
Who? What the fuck does that mean? Because I'm bragging because I've lived there?
I've been an adult for 10 years.
I've been an adult. I'm hardly. But now that we have the dog, we walk the dog around, everybody's like, hey. Everybody wants to talk. Everybody's like coming up saying, hey, you guys are over there. I'm like, I never talked to you in my life.
Wow.
Everyone's like, oh, Remy the dog. It's the puppy. I'm like, oh, okay.
You named him Remy?
We named him Remy. Well, I did it.
Like Ratatouille?
Yes. And here's what I don't like. A lot of other people name their dog Remy. Guess what it's short for? Remington. Like the gun. So.
You know what I think of Remington? I think of the 80s soap opera, Remington Steele.
Oh, yeah, right.
I think it was Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Where he was
what was
spy.
That show about?
He was a spy.
Is his name Remington?
We didn't watch that show. We watched the poor man's version, Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
What the fuck is that?
That is... Tell me my mom was not in control of what we watched. It was about a stay-at-home mom who was just trying to raise her kids, but a secret U.S. spy needed to use her as a contact. And so she would take
This is Mrs. King? Okay.
Scarecrow was the spy.
Scarecrow.
And he had the 80s, it was the poor man's version of, Tom Selleck or Tom Skerritt.
Oh, okay. Tom Skerritt. Tom Skerritt, who is already the poor man's version of Tom Selleck.
My mom had a crush on him.
Oh, wow. He was in Top Gun, wasn't he?
He was. You're knocking it out of the park. What is this place?
Do you know what?
What?
I'm gonna try to sneak by you here. Sorry. Do you remember a show? I don't know if anybody ever watched this show. It was only on for one season. It was called Thunder in Paradise, and it was with Hulk Hogan during like Hulkamania, early '90s, and some other dude, and they had like this boat that was like a black stealth boat, and they just like drove around this like lake town on this boat and solved crimes and beat people up. Thunder in Paradise. No? Doesn't ring a bell? Well, I guess we should probably end it on that.
Yeah,
Here
this is like a compound.
This is a
All right,
party, yeah.
bye-bye.
Later.